How's it going, everyone? It's been a while since I posted anything on social media. I took somewhat of a sabbatical, self imposed sabbatical for the last few months. In that time, so much has happened in life. Chief among those things is I got married at the end of March. Uh, what I consider to be the most beautiful woman in the world walked down the aisle and stood next to me and said, I do, and made me the happiest man on the face of this planet. And all of our friends and family were there. All of my family, both sides of my family, showed up, showed out. So many of my friends, so many of her friends and colleagues in her family were there. My children were in the wedding party, and it was just such a beautiful, beautiful outpouring of love between she and I, between our respective families and friends, and just had a good time. Such a good time. And soon after that, we took a 2 week honeymoon and just kind of got off the grid for a while. And if you know me, you know I'm not the world's greatest swimmer, but she is slowly but surely turning me into a beach bum. And who knew that sitting on some sand, looking at a body of water was as cathartic and relaxing and wonderful. I certainly didn't know that most of my life, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Maybe it was because she was next to me, who knows? But we had a great time, great time. 2 weeks off the grid, and so that was such a good time for both of us. Um, a couple of days ago, August 23rd to be exact, we celebrated what would have been my father's 70th birthday. Many of you know he passed away in 1999 from a heart attack at the age of 44. And so a couple of days ago would have been his 70th birthday. And I can't even imagine what my father would have been like as a 70-year-old man. Most of you all who knew him probably would struggle too, just because he was so full of life and just energy and joy in many of those things. And, you know, since he passed away, so many of you, his friends and contemporaries in the Marine Corps, in the music community, in the education field, have reached out to me, phone calls, texts, DMs, what have you, and you've shared your stories with me of who he was to you. And because you've done that, I've been able to take those pieces and put them together and formulate an even greater picture of who my father was. And that's such a beautiful thing for me because I've now lived on this earth without him than I have with him. He passed away when I was 20 years old, and I'm 45 right now. So I'm so grateful to all of you who've done that for me. And I hope that I've carried his name and his legacy and made you all proud. And I know that I have because many of you have told me. And I'm so thankful to consider you all friends now who were friends and contemporaries of my father. And so it's still so funny to think about who he would have been as a 70-year-old man. He would have been a riot. He would have been even more hilarious than what he was at 44. And y'all know that if you knew him. So August 23rd was his 70th birthday. August 23rd was also the birthday of someone else who we lost just recently here in the Dallas music community. And I say Dallas music community because he was from the city, but he touched the world through his music and through who he was as a person. None other than Sean Martin, keyboard extraordinaire, uh, Snarky Puppy, Kirk Franklin, his own groups, what have you. Sean was actually the catalyst that got me on tour to go on tour with Kirk Franklin. So I'm forever grateful for him for that. One of the best tours of my career a few years ago. Uh, I also, Sean's played with my band before. We did a show at the Balcony Club in Dallas. I think it was 2017 or 2018. And I've seen the Balcony Club packed full before, but I've never seen the actual balcony and the stairs to the balcony lined with people trying to get in. And that was just a small testament of what Sean brought to the music community in Dallas, Texas. I remember when I asked him to do the gig, I had visions of grandeur, and I wanted him to bring all of his bells and whistles and all the keyboards that I would see him playing with Snarky Puppy. Sean didn't bring any keyboard. Sean just showed up and played the keyboard that was at the balcony. I was like, yeah, I wanted Snarky Puppy Sean. And he was just like, yeah, no. And he gave me Snarky Puppy Sean with that one keyboard at the balcony. I mean, just oh my goodness, it was a night to remember. So we will miss you, Sean. You will never be forgotten. Obviously, uh, my relationship with you does not compare to the relationship that you had with so many people that you grew up with and work with on a regular basis. But I know I stand with many, many across the world when I say that your legacy will continue. My heart and my prayers are with your wife and your son and the rest of your family as we grieve this loss. Um, so many other things happening this summer. Um, I took the time away from social media to sort of uh, reassess some things in my life, chiefly my health. Uh, Many of you know that I suffered a heart attack 10 years ago. So that was sort of at the top of the totem pole in terms of uh, getting my health in order. And so that's in order, that's in check. But so many other things that I wasn't aware of, just from uh, just not aware. Just you get busy with life, and so many things after you reach a certain age, or are what we consider to be silent killers, or things that just kind of creep up over time, and you don't know about it until there's a problem. And so, thankfully, to my beautiful wife, she's been kind of preaching to me over the years the value of just getting your health in check, and obviously for me first and foremost, but not just for me, just for the people that are connected to me, my children, her, my family, my friends, my fans. It's Life is such a blessing. Every single breath that we're granted is a gift because we're not promised another one. So the very fact that I'm here still, the very fact that you're here still matters. And the onus is on you, the onus is on us to be grateful for that. And we show our gratitude by caring enough about ourselves, caring enough about the people that are connected to us, caring enough about our purpose to take care of this one vessel that we get. Because I say this all the time, but you don't want to take those dreams to the grave with you. When it's your time, you want to be empty. You want to be empty. So this is not me preaching. This is me imploring you to do what you can. And I've been on many sides of the equation. I've been on the side of no insurance. I've been on the side of great insurance. I've been on the side of little money. I've been on the side of a lot of money. So I know what it's like in many spectrums in terms of being able to tackle your health. So what this means to me is wherever you are, whatever your circumstance, there's something that you can do to start a snowball. So for some of you, it may mean just getting up and going to walk for 30 minutes. For some of you with great health insurance, it might mean scheduling that colonoscopy that you've been putting off. For some of you, it might mean making a choice to eat at home rather than this fast food restaurant or whatever the case may be. So all of us have the power within ourselves with the resources that we currently have around us to make positive changes that will impact our lives and the lives of the people around us. And it's so important, so important. And I hope by speaking to you like this, that some of you will make the decision to do something. And I know that you will because many of you have reached out to me before and told me that something I said or something that I did and posted about it inspired you to get up and go do something. So again, not preaching, just imploring you. Um, so yeah, so dealt with the health thing this summer, and so positive, and also released some new music, which is also a positive. So I had the opportunity to go on tour with Negi Jimmy who's a great electronic pop singer, producer, songwriter out of Los Angeles. Had the opportunity to tour with her last year. We did a southeastern tour of the United States, opening up for TV Girl, which is a insanely popular. I guess they're electro pop as well. I don't really know genres. I music is music. It's either good or it's either bad. And so, forgive me if I'm not labeling these things right. But anyway, sounds like electro pop to me. So had a great time on tour with them, and Negi, Jimmy, and I had such a great time playing with each other that she decided she wanted me to do a track with her, and we just released this new track. It's a full length album. I forget the name of it, but you can check out Negi Jimmy, and it'll be the newest release. But I would love for you to go check it out. It's a little bit of a departure for me from maybe from the audience's perspective, not necessarily from me, but it's a little bit different than the music that I personally release. But I had a great time recording it. I actually recorded it and on my honeymoon, so I was feeling good on the honeymoon. So hopefully that translated through the horn, and when you listen to it, hopefully it makes you move like it made me move on the honeymoon. So yeah, check it out. Um, Also, we built a new home in December, moved in this past December, and I'm revamping my home studio, and so grateful for that. For many many years, I wanted a place where whatever creative ideas I had, that I could just have a place that I can go and explore. It's like a laboratory. Just go and explore. It doesn't necessarily mean that everything is going to be created to be released or for public consumption, but much of it will be. But just being able to have a place that in the middle of the night I can go and be inspired and create, and hopefully create something of beauty that I can then share with you is such a blessing. I want to give a special thanks to Kenyatta Beasley, trumpeter and educator from New Orleans and New York City now. He blessed me with some tools that have just expanded my palate. Many of you know that I'm a chef, and it's just like the more seasonings you have in your cupboard on your lazy Susan, the more cuisines you can explore. And so, just being able to have these different colors and seasonings to play with is such a blessing and a dream come true. And it's my sincere prayer that out of that exploration, uh, some music is created that will bless you as much as it'll bless me. So super excited about that. Um, I could potentially be working on a project, a musical, another musical. Who knew? Uh, if you know me well, you know that I'm not a super big fan of musicals. I like musicals and I love the musicals, but I wouldn't consider myself to be the greatest musical fan. But for whatever reason, I've been blessed with these opportunities to work on musicals. So I can't let the cat out the bag with that completely yet because it's still in some preliminary stages. But big thanks to my friend Chris Ray for making that connection. And be on the lookout for that. There could be a musical coming to Broadway with music penned by yours truly. Be standing in prayer with me if you're praying, man or woman, for that to be facilitated. Other than that, I've just been having such a great time with life. It ain't been a crystal stair every day, every month, but my joy is renewed every morning, and every morning that I get to wake up and be surrounded with the love that I'm surrounded with. My children are happy and healthy. I have a beautiful home and a roof over my head. I have a beautiful studio. I'm also working with Jason Harrelson. Many of you know that Jason modified, this was my father's trumpet that he modified several years ago, and I've been playing it, but we're actually working on a new horn right now. It's going to be, this is actually a Bach Stradivarius that Jason modified, but this new horn is going to be completely brand new, one of a kind, a trumpet like you've never seen before. And we're working on it right now, and not certain when it's going to be done, but hopefully sometime this year. But can't wait for that. Jason is an amazing human being first and foremost, but an amazing horn designer, trumpet player, and just a good man. And I've had the pleasure of knowing him and working with him for, man, like over 20 years now. So super excited about that. But I'm blessed and highly favored, and I'm so grateful to you all, my friends, my fans, my family, for supporting me through all of my personal and professional endeavors. Everything that I do is in service to you. Everything I do is to try to live my life out loud so that you can see that if I can go from tragedies to triumphs, so can you. That's all that matters to me. And the fact that we get to walk through this life together means the world to me. And I say that sincerely. I say that from the bottom of my heart. And I'm grateful to you. I thank you. And I implore you to get your health in check. And if anything that I've said today means anything from you, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to get your messages. I'd love to see your comments. And that's all. So until the next video, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Peace.